Hello, Gemini. Welcome back to Intuitive Insights with Willow. Here is where I'm always wishing you peace and the understanding that life is always happening for you, not to you. So let's see what's going on with you. It's a 3-card energy check-in. See where we're at, what influenced it, and what we got to look forward to. Ooh, 9 of Bats. All right. See the influence behind that. Justice. And where we're going. Alright, so this is some healing energy here. Ooh, and it's showing someone is going in for the long haul to get their lick back. John Wick just popped up in my mind too. So, I mean, it's not like you asked for it, but you must even the score if someone ticked you off. I get it. Now, we were in the justice area. So, when you see justice as previous energy, a decision has been made. All right, we were in limbo. We didn't understand things. We were looking at things from a observation standpoint, as in there was a cause, there was a reaction, why those happened. You were open-minded. What really caused that? What really was the result of that? You were being fair and level-headed. Okay, this is Libra energy. Now here you are in the 9 of Bats. So current energy, which is influenced by the justice, means you now see things for what it is. You can no longer avoid the truth. The truth is there, and the truth was not pretty. But you're beating yourself up because this is shoulda, coulda, woulda, and why energy. This is us trying to resist or trying to, in our mind, make the decision or the situation something different. Like, oh yeah, that did happen, but it happened that way because I did this and they thought this. No, just take the situation for what it is. And trust me, honey, from me to you, I understand what this is. I've been there, I've done that. It's shitty and we all go through it. But in time, you will come to realize things happen and they happen because they can. All of us have free will. And we all utilize it the way that we see fit in the time that we make those decisions. And it is what it is. Some people win, some people lose. Some people feel loved and good, and other ones feel hurt, used, and abused. That's not always necessarily people's intentions. You do got some fucked up people out there who get off on making other people unhappy and miserable. You do. And I don't know if that's the situation that you are in per se, but I do understand that this is the energy of one who has been beaten on and is having a hard time realizing this is what it is. This motherfucker is a masochist. And you have to move on from it. Or, and I'm not saying masochist. Well, anyways, back to the subject at hand. Chips fall the way that they fall. Okay? People have this idea of rebuilding. We can rebuild a relationship. We can try again on this siblingship and XYZ. And we'll just start over. Bullshit. You don't start over. You build upon the cracks of that foundation. And the way you get rid of the cracks in the foundation is honestly facing them and addressing them. And healing. Taking time to heal from them. That is how you grow. All right, you don't necessarily have to cut. I mean, sometimes cutting them off, it is what it is. That was the lesson you gave me. And it was a blessing because I'm no longer naive. And if another person comes into my life and presents the same shit that you did, I'll be able to smell it before they really fully deal it. Do you understand? So it's a gift and a curse, but we don't see it that way when we're in mourning. Because this is lost energy. Where you are going, though, is the Knight of Pumpkins. So you are learning from this. You are going to, I'm going to say this, go on the travel. It sounds cliche. You're going to go in pursuit of obtaining more knowledge, more growth, and you're going to boss yourself up. You're bossing yourself up. It's looking like with the intent to get a lick back, because you got the Seven of Swords. They may think it's over and done with, but baby, you coming back to even the score. That is what it's looking like. Because I said John Wick, and when I said John Wick, I saw the dude John Wick 2, when he was sitting there and he was like, do you know how many meals one can eat at the, what's it called? Oh my goodness, what is it called? The hotel, basically. You know, he was basically saying he'll stay there forever, and that's when Wick shot him. He's like, yeah, it was a long journey, but John learned a lot in movies 3 and in movies 4. That was a long time, and he went through a lot of shit to get to where he was at, to balance things out with the consequences. That's another thing too, and I don't mean to offend you, but a lot of people, you know, whether you was the innocent one, some people don't do anything at all. You know, I just love, like, this is a true story, and it's very relevant, very, like, recent. She's like, he comes home, I cook him dinner. If he wants, I give it to him. You know, I make sure his controllers is charged. I make sure he has enough money in his wallet to go to the vending machine. If he needs gas in the car, I remind him, and I make sure he has the money to put gas in his car. Like, I'm laughing because she's a good woman. Real shit, she's a good woman. He treat her like shit. He just treats her like shit. Why? Because he can't. That's how he chooses to use his free will. And she stayed. She's staying. And he gave her something. She's just going to the doctor, getting the medicine, and she won't even tell him. She doesn't want to upset him. You know, oh, he probably did it. He made a mistake. He probably won't do it again. And as a person, I listen, because I realize a lot of people don't want your damn opinion. When they be like, well, what would you do? Love is a powerful thing. I would reevaluate what love is, what love really looks like to me, and then I will see if I'm really getting that. That's what I said. Cause I learned I could say, girl, you doing whoop 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 whoop, and he has no reason. You do everything. And I forgot to put that part out there. My girl is cold. She could be a porn star. She cold because she had her OnlyFans before. She let that OnlyFans go when she got with him. But okay, she does her thing, and who am I to judge her? If I judge her too harshly, I could lose a friend because she'll feel like I'm beating on her. But if I innate the ability for her to reflect, for her to, I forget the proper word for it, but that's basically what I did by saying to her, I would, you know, love is powerful, and I would think about what love means to me and how love looks, and then I'd sit back and see if I'm really getting that, if he's really giving me that, and then I'll make my decision. What is it called? Oh my God, what is it called? Because I know there's a proper term of what I did. It's like, you know, thinking. It's that critical thinking. Oh my God. It's putting the power back in her hands, me not giving her judgment, but me being her friend. And then allowing her to make that decision if she chooses to come to that realization. But it shows that regardless, I'm her friend and I'm not judging her harshly. And I know people like, oh, you telling her the truth. You telling her the truth. Yeah, I get it. But who am I? If she loves him, she loves him. Especially you go to the doctor and you're not even going to tell him because you don't want to give him bad news. But what's wrong with you? That's what it come down to. She's one that don't know I gotta. If she ever sees this, she was like, that's how you really felt? Well, Yeah. But, and she likes to judge other people though. Those ones are the most interesting. Anyways, so he went on that long journey to realize that he needed to take accountability for his own actions. He did break the rules, but he felt that the rules were justifiable. In this situation, you must take accountability for why things went the way that they went. Because at any time, you could walk away if they're showing signs of mistreating you, if it's a relationship. If you're working at a job and you feel like you're not getting paid what your worth is, you are allowing them to devalue you. You're staying there, you're saying it's okay. We have to take accountability for our own actions. Now, here, I feel like you're taking accountability, but you're going in with a umph because you're going to come back with the shoulda, coulda, woulda. Like you're looking to be able to floss it in their face. And you're looking to be able to get your lick back, as in even the score. When you even the score, is not saying that you didn't learn your lesson. It's just saying you still was with that petty energy. And sometimes it feels good. What he say? Revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting ussy. Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said. Why? Every time when I say that, Londo, it makes me think about Ice Cube in New Jack City when he said, I will shoot you, but my dick is hard. I always wonder, like, why did they leave that in there? Like, why is that relevant right now? But for some reason it was. Anyways, here though we have the Seven of Swords. So what I want to say here is not that yes, it could be you getting your lick back, but it could also be you working really hard to achieve whatever this is that you're after to achieve. This Knight of Pumpkins is one that is after to obtain something in the material world. So it's to be more valued. You're elevating your value, or how you will present yourself or represent yourself in society. That is what the Knight of Pentacles yields. And it's a long journey. Okay. So this can also represent somebody being in a relationship and you've been with that person for a long time and you're continuing on that journey. You're going to carry the weight that they're putting upon you or picking up their slack. And then in the end, you're still losing. That's what it's looking like. So right now, I would say overall for you, Gemini, and I'm not just being funny because look at baby. You got the Seven of Bats, the Five of Bats, and then you have the Hangman. This is putting you in a position you are learning how to see things for what they are. When you see the Seven of Swords or the Seven of Bats in this case come to surface, this is in the form of this reading. You need to pay attention of who's really for you and who really isn't. The smallest detail reveals people's intentions. Do you understand? So you must be analytical in that standpoint. And for you, Gemini, when it comes to love, I do apologize because for somebody to hurt y'all, that's some bull. Y'all are very beautiful people. When air signs love, y'all love. But your love sometimes can be tricky and people misinterpret it. Like they'll think, because Gemini, you're being possessive and aggressive and a stalker. Like, you know, you're being overbearing, but that's how you love. Like, y'all love is intense. But it's there to stay for the long haul. When I stop caring about you, where you at, being with you, really appeasing you, when I stop doing that kind of stuff and I let up, it's because I'm letting go. That's a Gemini's love. And a lot of people don't get that. Libra loves you by giving you a space, keeping your identity, but keeping that connection, but you still being who you are. Aquarius love by meeting all your needs without questions. And people don't understand that. They be like, well, you're not really present, but I'm here. I can't give you all of me because I'm still learning all of me and I'm constantly changing. But Gemini, y'all could be very aggressive and possessive lovers. That is one thing across the boards with Gemini I have learned. If they have a Gemini rising, Gemini Venus, I have learned, Gemini Moon, I have learned it, baby. They are individuals who love very intensely, and it is in the form because they have duality with you guys. And it comes that way. It's intense, but it's very loving. It's intense, but it's very nurturing. One thing that don't change is the intensity. It may magnify, but when that love lessens, when they start to, be a little distant, don't really care where you at, don't really ask if you eating. Like when they stop doing that, that's because they're letting go. and they're letting go because you're not valuing them. That's Gemini's love. So for someone to lose your love when that love is for the long haul, that's a problem. Now, y'all do got other things, how someone could lose your love by not being as attentive to you as they should, or being receptive to you. You can take that as an insult, as a wound that can hurt for a Gemini. But not being able to articulate that is also very common for Geminis. So, communication, relationships are tricky. All right, I'm going to stop lecturing you and just let you know, baby, you are not the only person in this world that has been hurt. And I'm sorry. Like, I really mean that. I am sorry for you, if this is your reading. Okay? But what it does say, especially with the Hangman being there, the third card under the deck, it says you are learning a lesson. It's going to cause you to pause and reflect. Reflect on all that has happened, not just you. So it's going to take you out of this self-loathing energy, and you're going to get to that point where you're going to, after you peep game and see that they stabbed you in the back or they misused you, after you do the arguing and throwing the hands, if that happens, words are like daggers. They said the tongue is like a sword. You can give life, and the tongue is like a sword. You can cut somebody deep with it, okay? And words give life to creation. So you can birth something beautiful or end something as well with just words. So what I say for you, Gemini, because you're at that Five of Swords, you come with a big hit, things can be aggressive. And then you turn around. Well, I just saw Ike and Tina. Remember that scene in Ike and Tina where he beat her? Because she was saying, "Oh, nut bush. They calling Nut Bush City, let me. Schoolhouse, our house. Highway on the 19. My people keep the city clean. They calling Nut Bush." And yeah, they had that big challenge. I remember he beat her and put her all the way in the room. But then he came back and he bought her gifts. I'm not saying Ike is a Gemini. I don't know what Ike is. But that's the scene that popped up to me, because when the Five of Swords come up, the Five of Swords could be verbal abuse and it could be physical abuse, depending on the dynamic. But it does show the Hangman. So it does show the energy after that. It's putting you at a point in your life where you're reflecting everything. Your perspective, your viewpoint on life is changing from this situation. So who you were, little caterpillar, you will not be little caterpillar no more. You'll be a beautiful butterfly. Why use that when I could have called you an imp? I love dragonflies. I've always loved dragonflies. But that's a hard cycle, and a lot of people don't know that about dragonflies. Caterpillars, little caterpillars, and during their transformation, how lucky, their shell is hard like a cocoon. It's not broken. But an imp is vulnerable from beginning to end. As a matter of fact, the way the imp is made, when they're in the imp stage, they smell so good that other animals look to find them to eat them. They're like a delicacy. But once they come out the imp stage and they become a dragonfly, they're so beautiful. It's hard to catch them because they fly so quick. Even though they got long wings, it's hard to catch them. I think it's like it flapped like tens of thousands times a minute or something. I can't even remember right now. But I love dragonflies. So let's say your transformation is like a dragonfly. Because you got the Knight of Pumpkins, so you still got to go on this journey with these scars, being vulnerable, and still put on a straight face. Still work your 9 to 5 if you're a mom or a dad. Still got to put on a positive smile, illuminate positive energy for your churn because they're watching. And you don't want your wounds to become their burdens. So it's like an imp. And once you get through that process, once you truly get happy again and you're no longer pretending, the actual meaning and the value of your smile comes back and you feel that joy in your heart again, you become that that dragonfly. Yeah. Then you fly. Damn. This really took me down, didn't it? Baby, I'm sorry. It just made me think about my friend, man. She better figure that shit out. She'll figure it out. I'm gonna be there for her. For real. I'm gonna be there for her. I don't give a fuck if people call her stupid. She ain't stupid to me. She's beautiful to me. It's her life. It's her journey. And it's her friend. I'm just supposed to walk there with her. And I'm that friend. For real. Because shit is hard out here. And you know what? A lot of people don't give other people credit. When you love, you don't necessarily be like, oh, I want to love this one. Like, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. And you never love the way that you love, especially when you have that kind of love, that self-sacrificing love, that no matter what you do, I'm going to love you through and through love. It's hard to get to that point again, to love someone like that again. I ain't saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's hard. Because you was excited, but you was scared of love. But when you give that kind of love and it gets misused and you feel like you played your cards right, like what happened is you become fearful of love. You become more scared of love than anything. Love then turns into a definition of suffocation. And that's hard. And I'm going to love her through it. Because that's my friend. 21 minutes. Look at me running my lips. Let's be quick. All right, Jimmy Jim. That is what I got for you, baby. If this video resonated with you, give your girl a like. Also, subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content. Understand, Gemini, we can't always control the things that happen externally in our life, but we can 100% control the way that we respond to them. So do well to set boundaries and fiercely enforce them. Boundaries are for you. They are not for other people, but they are the blueprint for how people must treat you in order to have you. And I want you to move with integrity, because no matter what you do, as long as you move with integrity, whether the chips fly or fall, you'll be all right. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.